Welcome back to the On Respect and to AEW All In 2024 out of 10. The biggest show of AEW's year is here. Over 50,000 people gathered to Wembley Stadium to witness some huge matches, including the Career V title match, Danielson versus Strickland for the AEW title. But we're going to kick off on the 0 hour with some huge matches featuring a 16-man tag team match. Not going to go through all the competitors. We actually kicked off Sunday with a competitor pack match that gave fans watching at home and inside Wembley a taste of things to come. The action was hot, the spots were plentiful, and none of it had much to do with any ongoing stories whatsoever. The fans were into it though, and the late moments saw the contest break out all of the hits, leading to Dante Martin scoring a win for his team with a crossover frog splash to Daivari. No harm, no foul, and several involved had an opportunity to live the moment in such a huge stage. I don't think that's kind of what the buy-in is used for a lot of the time. So not much really to it, but I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Before we got Ishii and Nightingale taking on Statlander and Hathaway. Willow Nightingale and a measure of revenge on them. Chris and Stokely for their betrayal earlier this year, teaming with Ishii to defeat them. Most of the battle centres around Nightingale and Statlander established chemistry and strong work. As the tags brought Ishii and Hathaway to the contest, provided entertainment as the latest Hubri led to him to pain and suffering and ultimately a win for the faces. Inoffensive fun match. It set the table for next week's match between Nightingale and Stat, which the former gets to choose a stipulation by way of her victory. So I'm going to 7 out of 10. It's quite fun. Obviously going to lead to a big singles match, but I thought for what this was, it was good starting too. So 7 out of 10. We then got another 10-man tag team match, obviously focusing on ROH this one. It aimed at getting everyone on the card to see ROH tag and trios champion Dustin Rhodes captain his team to victory over the Undisputed Kingdom in a cage of agony. Like the opening match, there wasn't much cohesion from a narrative standpoint, but it packed a ton of action. And put the new team of Rhodes and Guevara, which is definitely intriguing, over. So I'm going to 6 out of 10. Enraged Saraya then made her way to the ring, flanked by the entire Night family, and attempted to hold up the show and protest about not being on the card. Jamie Hayter then made her long-awaited return and laid out everyone before standing towards closure segment. It was the first of what we were expecting to be countless unforgettable moments, and one that instantly bolsters an already loaded women's division. Hayter's one of the most impressive runs of any woman in the company prior to an injury that forced her from the ring last year. Now she's back. It'll be interesting to see if she can pick off where she left off. And a side program with Saraya too. I'm definitely intrigued by that. And either way, the division is better for her being in it, and her retain created considerable excitement ahead of the show. So great way to lead us into the show. Before we got into the London ladder match for the Trios Championship, House of Black, Bang Bang Gang, Blackpool Combat Club and the Patriarchy. Pac missed last year's All In due to a serious injury. Sunday he made up for the disappointment, fending off Cage to capture the Trios Championship alongside the BCC in a punishing match. The triumph was a combination of high-risk contests that saw several incredible bumps and spots, all equally dangerous and all-inspiring. Robertson stood out, taking several of those big spots. And Rubber Wayne played a key role to 2 different spots, but ultimately came down to a miscommunication between Cage and Killswitch that led to the Bastards' victory. This was non-stop action, the likes of which sets a message and a tone. It worked and laid the foundation for everything to follow on the main card. So I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. A great moment for Pac and on the whole. A really good way to start the show. A fun match and the right result. Before we then got Toni Storm taking on Mariah May. The best storyline in AEW concluded with Mariah May winning here. An emotionally and physically intense match started with an exchange of hard-hitting rights and left built into some quality heat for May, and it saw Storm avenge her brutal betrayal by bullying the challenger with a Storm Zero on the ring sets. Her love for May though proved costly as she hesitated to attack her with the same shoe that did her in, allowing the heel to take advantage of the opening with 2 running knees and Storm Zero to win. This is an incredible match, one that meshed physicality with expert storytelling with 2 women who excelled at every stage of this month-long program. An instant classic. It'll be one of the most buzzed about matches on this card for me. So it gets a very strong 8 out of 10. Before we got the FTW title match between Hook and Chris Jericho. Hook defeated Jericho to regain the FTW Championship, marking his 3rd reign with a title that his father introduced 3 decades earlier. The deciding match in a months-long feud relied heavily on interference from Jericho's lackeys, Bad Apple, Brian Keith and Big Bill, not to mention a considerable amount of plunder. The most notable spot came when Hook trapped Jericho in the KT Hajima and Keith attempted to interfere. Taz left the announce table, trapped the Bad Apple in his own version of the move and watched as his son tapped out Jericho to win the match. Hopefully this isn't the end of the rivalry. More importantly though, hopefully it brings about a hiatus for Jericho, because no one performing in AEW needs it more than he does at this point. I think it's fair to say. So gets 6 out of 10 from me. Good stuff. I think the right result, but I just kind of hope it's the end of the line for this feud now. Before we got FTR and the Acclaims challenging and failing to dethrone the Young Bucks as tag team championships. The match was full of action and too many bodies. The action was nowhere near as disjointed as some of the bouts earlier in the show, but the chemistry was lacking. Still, there was plenty of fun spots, elevating its quality. After the Bucks retained the EVP trigger to Dax Harwood, Grizzled Young Vets hit the ring and stared down the retaining chance before jumping FTR. The reintroduction of this team further enhances the quality of the division, and definitely a massive fan of them. I would have liked maybe a bigger build to the show, but I'm really pleased that we got Grizzled Young Veterans here. I think they definitely will add a lot to the tag team division. There's such a good tag team together, so definitely delighted about that. And gets a 7 out of 10 on the whole from me. We then got the Casino Gauntlet match. AEW promised surprises and did not disappoint. First, we saw the in-ring return of Nigel McGuinness and the legendary former wrestler turned commentator. From there, we had a special appearance from New Japan's G1 winner Zack Sabre Jr. The most unforgettable moment, though, came when Ricochet made his AEW debut, entering through the curtains with thunderous ovation, wasting little time showcasing explosive offense. Details of all surprises and some superb in-ring content came about because of them. It was the arrival of Christian Cage late in the match to set up the finish. Luchasaurus emerged from the locker room as the final entrant, teasing he'd set aside the kill switch moniker and was about to put the end to his relationship with the leader of the patriarchy, only to lay out O'Reilly and hand cage the victory. The finish was a letdown considering everything that preceded it. We'd already seen some incredible moments though, and I kind of feels like the stuff with Cage and kill switch when it calls. I think the ending would be much better if we finally got a turn. It was a bit unnecessary. Cage could have stolen the victory, but still I think the incredible stuff we saw before that, like of Ricochet and McGuinness, kind of offset that in a way. So I'm still going to give it an 8 out of 10. Next up, we saw MJF defending the American Championship against Will Ospreay, and Ospreay made a successful homecoming, defeated MJF and bringing back the AEW International Championship. The victory came at the end of the match. That was even bit of good as you would expect, and one that had storyline notes all the way through. MJF worked over previously injured neck of Ospreay, and he appeared to poise to seal a win via a championship shot to the face later on. The resilient babyface fought for it though, kicked out at 2 and remained in the fight. From there, an unknown competitor clad in black appeared, preventing MJF from utilising the brass knucks, revealing himself to be Daniel Garcia. The destruction hit at the hidden blade, and Ospreay finished his opponent with Tiger Driver 91 for the win. Really great ending. Garcia back, hopefully sticking around in AEW, and that's an interesting feud now. Ospreay got his moment, and like I say, just a brilliant match throughout, 8 out of 10. Before we got Mercedes Moné and Britt Baker having the unenviable task of following up MJF versus Ospreay in front of a crowd already 5 minutes into the show. They did their best, but maybe the match kind of struggled to get up to that level. Moné worked over the injured back of her challenger, pushing her in an attempt to take away from her core and power advantage. Baker fought back, but struggled to muster sustained offense as TBS champ controlled the pace. As she managed to come back, Baker did her best Eddie Guerrero impression and got her opponent's muscle, Camille, ejected from ringside, even with the odds in their favour, though the challenger couldn't defeat her opponent. Moné delivered the Moné Maker and scored the pinfall win. The effort was there, but the chemistry was off and the crowd really struggled to get into it. Perhaps this was one-dimensional nature of the story that accompanied it. Whatever the case, it was a good match that never really reached the dream level that we kind of hoped for. But I think, there still could be more action to come with these two in the feud. So I'm not going to write it off just yet. Gets 7 out of 10 from me. Jack Perry then handed Darby Allin his first loss in a coffin match on Sunday and retained his TNT Championship in the process. The scapegoat overcame the early onslaught by Allin, who had thumbtacks glued to his face and neutralised them. First he bound his hands together and then his feet. He tossed Allin off the ramp and threw a table blow. Despite one last gasp attempt by the babyface to mount some comeback, Perry was able to put him in the coffin and close the lid for the win. Afterwards, the Bucks appeared with a gas can and doused the coffin in inflammable liquid. Before they could escape the situation, the lights went out and Sting made his way to the ring. He laid out the Bucks while Perry escaped. From there on, the Icon helped Allin and stood tall to cement his return to the camp. This very match felt like it was a short, changed on time, kind of rushed match. But the stuff at the end with Sting was excellent. And I think Jack Perry was strong. So I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Would have liked to see more time, but still decent. And before we got Swerve versus Danielson for the world title, Danielson won the championship in the closing moments of All In, defeating the seemingly unbeatable Swerve to claim his first singles title in the company and preserving his in-ring career for another day. It wasn't easy though. Danielson overcame damage to his head and neck, including a crimson mask caused by a focused and relentless Strickland. Everything he threw at the champion, Strickland brushed off, seemingly unfazed by the offense of the American Dragon. The turning point came when Hangman Page jumped over the guardrail and attempted to interfere. The distraction allowed Danielson to find his way back to the ring, but didn't guarantee him victory. Instead, it was a psycho knee to the back of the head and a label lock with a little joint manipulation thrown in for good measure that allowed the babyface to earn the win. This was a phenomenal match and one that lived up to the expectations, and some strong beats into the Strickland's continued willingness and feud with Paige. The post-match celebration was special and made Danielson's victory feel like one of the biggest moments in the history of AEW, which it is. How long will we have the new champion for? Remains to be seen, but he's a competitor who long ago earned the spotlight and the championship that Sunday's victory proves. So yeah, this was a special moment to end the show, and gets 9 out of 10 from me. Overall, AEW All In 2024 gets an 8 out of 10, the biggest show of the year delivered. Tony Storm and Ryan put on a classic. Will Ospreay got a huge moment in front of his hometown crowd. The debuts of Ricochet and Nigel McGuinness was superb, and yeah, that emotional ending as well. All Out just 2 weeks away. Can't wait to see how AEW goes there. But yeah, what a great show this was.
That's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.